I'm on my adventure to work. I drive an hour there and an hour back. I'm driving to a world famous city known as Cassadaga, Florida. It's known as the world's largest psychic community. I'm also color dosing in yellow today, thanks to my Dr. Joy. She's not a real doctor. However, we have discussed her becoming a doctor in holistic medicine, so that way she could actually officially call herself Dr. Joy, because she has totally been my doctor. And it's been a pleasure to be on her massage table and to be doing this energy and physical therapy with her. It's been quite enlightening to work with the colors and the neural pathways of my brain. It's really amazing the things that she has learned. And I highly recommend everyone who has the ability to come to Florida and come to Cassadaga to spend some time experiencing touchofthewilderness.com. Okay, that's Joy Kimmel. She's an amazing healer, and she's quite incredible at addressing pain. And if you have been suppressing pain and feelings and memories and anger, if there are things that you need to cry and scream about, she is a professional at finally allowing you to get it out and having you acknowledge what still remains there in the body and what the body is expressing, even if you are suppressing. It's quite fascinating, and it's been a pleasure working with this lovely lady. Clearly, Divine Source has brought us together to be a team. I find her to be most beautiful and quite intelligent, and it's been a pleasure to work with her. Her partner is also an incredible healer who's quite amazing. I am not surprised that she has picked this person at this time, and they have a beautiful family that they are developing, and it's quite amazing. If you would like to know more, I highly suggest you get to know her, though every time you see me with colored glasses, know that none of this would be possible without her assistance. So now that the air is clear and I'm not hiding or lying or imitating or pretending or manipulating, or stealing knowledge and pretending as if it's my own, I do not believe in that. My intentions are to be clear, honest, pure, loving, and assisting you to recognize your power and your leadership. If you enjoyed how I just spoke about joy, perhaps you'd be interested in booking a session with you and me so that I can show you all the things I love about you. And if you'd like, I can point out the things that are alarming if you wish to go that far. I do not wish to overdose. However, even having the glasses on your head, she says it still counts as color dosing, and it is best not to do more than 3 colors. So I've been doing my best. I did look at a lot of different colored glasses today, so I'm not really sure to what extent she's serious about that. I feel like I'd have to interview her to get to the nitty-gritty of these things, and I would love to get her permission to film her and film more of these studies and more of her talking about these things. And man, I'm just so extremely motivated by the spirit. I am actually on officially day 7 of not smoking marijuana, and as you can see in my eyes, I'm extremely clear. I'm still doing my psychic gifts, so that's quite amazing. I'm not committing to saying that I'm going to quit forever at this present time. However, what I will commit to saying is how it will no longer be abused to the best of my ability. I do recognize that I have been powerless over my addictions, and it's been very amazing to conquer that inner narrative that tells me I can't or I won't or I can't do this without this, and to just prove it wrong with my actions. There's been so many times where I've been fearful, and I've loved being my own best friend and proving the ego wrong, that I am not small, I am not meaningless, I have a purpose. Now, something else that's surfacing right now is stuff that I never talked about my ayahuasca ceremony. During my last and third ayahuasca ceremony, I'll tell you the truth, I have never tripped that hard on DMT or ayahuasca before then. And if you haven't seen the movie The Spirit Molecule about DMT with Joe Rogan, I highly recommend. There's tons of science and professional individuals that discuss this chemical that is naturally produced in our bodies and in plants. And I do have the intention of having the experience of DMT in additional ways that are on the horizon. I'll make sure to inform you of those. However, right now, let me channel to you what has happened for me. So I had the honor of doing this experience with my father and a ex-partner of mine, Lee, who is very sweet and very loving and such a great Reiki master who I honor and respect to this day. And well, what had come up is like I was questioning my purpose again, you know. There's a lot of times where I battle with like insecurities of like, why am I here? Why do I exist? Why do I look this way? What is going on? Why? I'm constantly questioning myself and my existence and divine source, you can say. And you know, they say pray or ask and you shall receive, right? So I received the information that my father, because I connected to my father's energy and his Akashic records, I guess you can say, while on this experience. And I received that my father created me to show him and the world what love is without sexual energy, without sexual attachment, you know? And without like attachment of like, you know, needing something from somebody. And my father created me to be a healer, to be a lover, to be a teacher. And I just kind of cried with joy and held in this space and was finally able to be like somewhat physically affectionate with my father, you know, giving him a hug, resting my head on his stomach and petting his head and being able to express like my love for him without there being any condition. And there have been many times where I had held myself back, where I just didn't really grow up with that like type of affection with my father. And I guess you could say that some people would say that it can lead to, quote, daddy issues, where I'm seeking like a man to like give me that type of physical attention along with the same quality as the daddy, right? Like basically my dad was very strict, very intelligent. Part of our closeness is that he taught me things. So I always chose partners who were teaching me things. And as I brought this into my conscious awareness, it just shed so much light and so much power into my own personal hands with my own personal path. So as I received that information, I started receiving another information, okay? So some of you know about my father and his illness and how I grew up with that, terrified of losing him my entire life, with him being like the most intimate relationship that I had mentally, where I was able to actually talk to somebody about a lot of my dark thoughts and the darkness of the world, like the Illuminati and just all the things that I have come to know. And also physics, like my father is extremely intelligent, so he's always like been able to talk to me about string theory and teach me things, you know. And it's been amazing to be on his level and for him to like value me as a woman and being capable of learning such extreme studies, you know, instead of just like, you know, instilling me to take care of a family and have children. Like my father's actually always pushed against that, for me to be very independent and to not put all of my energy and attention into somebody that like my self-worth could actually be like taken from if I put all of myself into that. And that also made me grow up very like opposite, you know, like where I grew up kind of like obsessive with true love and finding this partner who's most romantic and touching and affectionate with words and poetry and songs and flowers and just like all this like dramatic, affectionate, romantic Romeo Juliet style, right? Now, something else I received while on the drug of DMT or ayahuasca and shamanic medicine, whichever way you prefer to frame this, right? Okay, so on ayahuasca, I had received the message also, God's telling me to be honest and tell you how I got this message. So I was concentrating all my energy on my father and on divine source, and I received the message, or like that I said, like, all of my love for my father and how perhaps my dad doesn't know how we've all been praying for him and his health, and how maybe he doesn't really understand and value like the value that he served in our lives that made us want to pray for his love, his health, his happiness, right? And so like what came to me is I started imagining like us when we die. Like when we die and we have a funeral, and then all the people that come to your funeral and the people that cry and that are miserable and all the stories that they can tell about you, what you did for them when you were here. And like it made me like cry, you know, because like I recognized like what I have done. Like even though I beat myself up all the time that like, oh, all you were was an actress and a model and your life was meaningless, and like, you know, like all you did is like help people release sexually, and like, you know, I kind of like beat myself up about that sometimes. And then other times I'm like, wow, like I really held that space where people could actually release and give themselves self-love and personal pleasure and get to know themselves. And you know, like, I mean, there's a lot of other things. Like I hear my pastor, if you will, Luna, in my head talking about how she would rather, you know, people like use her sexual energy to get off, like, you know, instead of like going after a kid or raping a woman. And I thought that was very powerful too, to hear that. So that message on ayahuasca wasn't the first time I actually had that thought of like having that meditation of imagining, you know, the positive side. If I pass, what good stories would be told? And then of course, like there's an exercise of exercising the negative things where I messed up, who I need to say I'm sorry to before I pass away. That's kind of my purpose. Okay, so I meet a lot of people who are suicidal, people who don't believe in God, people who are really close to death, and I kind of like help them lighten their heart load and help them fall in love with themselves and the Creator and be happy and know that going home and dying is actually like the greatest thing to earn, instead of taking yourself out and killing yourself consciously with cigarettes, alcohol, or like consciously putting yourself in dangerous situations. Okay. I recently had the opportunity to go to Egypt with my father, and I'm starting to question everything about my existence, if I should do that or not. And part of me is scared, but part of me is also like fearless. So I have very many mixed emotions. I would like to call my father and check in and to see what's going on about this. And I am very tempted. Though of course it's very dangerous, especially if I am not appropriate, you understand? I am assuming have to cover my hair and be mindful of my eye color, right? I mean, there's like a lot of different things. Like supposedly Americans are excessively hated. And honestly, I empathize with that. I completely understand. Like my Native American blood in me is like, duh. So these experiences have been excessively profound, and I am looking forward to doing ayahuasca again and again, to be honest. And God's also telling me actually to tell you another thing that I received. I had the opportunity of having a second cup of ayahuasca, and at that time I had basically proclaimed a contract with God, if you will, how I would do my best to purify my body and not to eat bad and not to put substances and always like get high. You understand? So, I mean, these medicines are on this planet so that, you know, we can get closer to God and like remove these veils of consciousness of our subconscious programming. And I'm interested in becoming a shaman myself. I have been working with multiple people as God has allowed me to train on how to serve combo, how to serve Aya, or should I say Yagi. And I'm interested in training with the shamans in other countries. I'm interested in having a life partner, a boyfriend / husband who travels around with me and supports Trina medicine and what I really wish to do. And I'll admit that it's not very easy to find a partner who's really, really open to like going on this journey, you know? Like a lot of people are really closed-minded to like drugs and hallucinogenic experiences and like taking risks and illegal activity, like let's be honest, right? Though like my soul has so much free will and I am so connected to myself and divine source, like excuse my pride, just I put in so much work to be able to be here after being so like self-loathing and suicidal myself, you know, and I still have my moments, you know, where I'm still like beating myself up and hating myself. I won't lie about that. I'm actually very honest on my channel. If you follow me, you will see my honesty. And that's part of my business, you know. A lot of people don't understand what I do. A lot of people understand that they are drawn to my energy. They just don't know why. Sometimes they think that it's sexual energy, though they don't understand sexual energy and tantric, and they do not understand physics and how the body works and how your genitalia is kind of pointing you in the right direction. Some people are so ashamed about like what gets them, like, you know, blood flowing to their privates. And they won't even tell their partner, like, yes, I like African American women, or I like this, or I like that. You know, they're so ashamed. You know, I'm seeking a partner who's capable of being completely blunt with me. Like, I would like to be able to be completely blunt with them. Like, hey, that girl is like, wow. Like, I want to sniff her and like let her know she's lovely. And like, I don't know why I'm so drawn to her, but I want to find out. Like, I want to be able to be blunt with my lover. And I want a connection that is basically exclusive with one another, unless there's like consent. And even then, like, I almost wish for a partner where there isn't consent, where like each other doesn't really desire to be with anyone else but each other, you know? And like, if the desire is there, that we're able to like communicate to the other and explain and hash out between each other like what's going on there, and then like what the boundaries are of what's allowed. I've had a lot of really amazing experiences in my like sexual, sensual, and friendships, and I'm very open about these things because I like for people to be able to grow. I like provide all this information so that you can take from it for free if you choose. I mean, of course, I always say, hey, send a donation if you actually got something out of this. Like, if you got some good energy out of this, or if you got a smile out of this, or if you laughed, or if you cried, you know, or if like I piqued your interest in something, you know, please, if I planted a seed, please give back. You know, like, money counts as like energy, you know, like, I mean, it doesn't buy happiness, though. The more money you give me, the more money I can give you. You understand? So like, I'm big on supporting private businesses and booking private readers and booking healers, and it's just something I'm really, really into. And I'm like becoming better at acknowledging what I actually need, when it was really, really hard to like speak up and say what I need, especially like in my younger self when I was more codependent and always seeking like approval and attention from other people. Now I've gotten a lot more content with the silence and like just sitting with my thoughts and quieting my mind. You know, there's a lot of people that just spit fire at the mouth, and they just like don't know how to quiet their thoughts. They just literally have a hard time being with themselves, so they keep themselves busy with like teaching themselves stuff or watching television or playing video games. Like, they need constant stimuli, and they don't recognize like what stimuli is doing to them, right? Like someone that has constant motor patterns of like being in a gang, right? Or like playing a video game that's like killing things. Like, what do you think this is doing to your subconscious? Or do you even take the time to actually acknowledge the science of this? Like, this stuff, you do not have to be a rocket scientist to really understand. You can actually go on YouTube and learn anything. Anything. You can Google anything at this time. That's the beautiful thing about this age of Aquarius, right? So another thing that's coming up is, one, I'll mention my guilt, okay? I definitely noticed my guilt of where I failed Mother Aya or Mother Earth or God when I said that I wouldn't like try to escape the present moment and I wouldn't try to change things. I still notice myself like not being grateful and enjoying every moment, like even the traumatic ones, right? Like, it's important for us to enjoy these and enjoy the pain because they have valuable lessons about ourselves that bring us closer to ourselves and closer to divine source. So the last thing that happened on ayahuasca, so I don't know if you guys know this, though Elon Musk has just recently, like, excuse my translation, I don't really know what I'm talking about 100%, though it's like talking about where the satellites, there's like, they're all over the globe right now. I'd have to like study that more to know how to translate that to you, that you can look up Elon Musk satellites. It's basically kind of made inside a flower of life, okay? And this flower of life that is all around us, when I was on ayahuasca, I'm looking up at the sky and my eyes, like, I can see so good. okay? And like at nighttime at that. And my vision is also quite amazing underwater in the ocean. I've always found that amazing too, how I've been able to train my body. And I'm interested in purifying my body more and no longer consuming sugar and processed foods and only eating things that are grown naturally, even though that they have been genetically modified and all of our seeds are not the same thanks to Monsanto. I'm most interested in growing my own food and having my own greenhouse. I've had these dreams since I was little, and I'm remembering who I am and who I was, and then I'm giving myself permission to have these experiences. Now back to the ayahuasca story though, okay? So I'm looking up at the sky and I was able to see the satellites. If you only knew how many satellites they are and like how like close together they are, it's kind of toxic if you ask me. When I connect it to the energy, it's disgusting. And I'm completely sickened with like the way the earth is going, you know. It feels like there's so little land left, to be honest. Like there's so much industrialization and so much city that I feel like mankind completely forgets like how the plants talk to each other and how much like the electricity is being sent to us, you know, and how when we talk to plants, how they talk back. And people forget like the language of being able to talk to animals. And something else that I recently learned like last week, I guess, because today is Sunday, it's a new week, right? So last week I learned about the language of love. Like everyone has different love languages. Like some people show their love by buying people stuff. Some people show their love language by being physically affectionate. Some people's love language is they love to write notes, right? Some people make music. Like there's so many different love languages. I would love if you would like to give me something back and you don't have money, please send me an email of all the different love languages. If you're a homework slave, please teach me. Please, I am not in college at this time. However, I am on the path to go to college. I would love if you would be interested in funding my college. Classes are $108 per credit, and classes are about 3 to 4 credits each. Okay, I'm doing my best to get financial aid, and however, like, I'll admit, I would say that I made decent money last year, okay? I made like $20,000, and I know to somebody else that might be nothing, but like I feel like that's more money than I've ever made as like an independent contractor. And if that's even the right word, independent contractor, or like being my own boss, like it's hard to like translate this stuff. And like, so that could like play into hand with like obviously like making money. And I need to work better on like my saving skills, and I'm interested in doing all these things, so sometimes it's hard not to spend. For example, the International Alliance of Combo Practitioners is having a training, and that training is occurring in Bellingham, Washington, of all the places where my current partner is, right? The license plate in front of me is 026. 026 is my number, my birthday. I'm interested in doing it. However, they want $500 down payment, like ASAP, right? Just to secure your spot. And then it's $2,000 that you have to pay by January 15th. And the paperwork says that it's possible that you won't pass. So like my ego is like, oh my God, please somebody pay for this so that if I fail, that like I don't feel it. You know? And then like, of course the insecurity is like, is my partner gonna break up with me again like before March? Like like I've been doing my best to work on this relationship and bring myself closer with this person, and just like it's been painful for me to be in the relationship because I have been in a lot of abusive relationships. So this relationship is very new for me, so I'm kind of like challenging this person and like crossing their boundaries a lot. And like it's on accident, right? You know, like I have a lot of love for this person, as I've excessively explained in past videos. And just like it's been painful because it feels like every time I try to get closer to this person that like something happens in the universe where we're like not allowed to be together. And I really struggle to understand that, other than like that other information that stepped through where I thought at one time that I had met someone who I thought was perfect for him if he would choose to love himself in this way and allow himself to like love again in this most extreme childlike way that like I have loved him. My only desire was for him to feel that way again, you know, to really love again, Like, he may have completely forgotten that he has ever loved. If he has ever loved that way, I do not know. I do not know. And the narrator, the ego that speaks, does not know either, you know? So all I can do is do my best and speak my wholeheartedly truth. And he may get completely angry with me for being so honest, though, like, at least I know that my heart has been most pure and just, as I felt was right. I have wished for marriage with this person and children, though sometimes I wonder if I'm even allowed to have children, because bluntly, with my last name being Mason, I have a conspiracy that I'm a reptilian bloodline and that I am a hybrid mixed with a Cherokee Indian. And I wonder if it's, like, safe or appropriate for me to have children, because, like, this genetic memory that lives on, you know, all the traumatic wounds, you know, God's telling me to be specific. Incest, sexual abuse, addiction, contracts of self-doubt, and how about the gift of empathy, okay? Like, that can be a bad thing, right? It can cause you to do many things when you feel empathy for somebody. Like, you'll drop to your knees and do things that cross your own boundaries when, like, you feel for somebody and you have compassion for their wounds because you see yourself in them as them, right? I have so much love and so much love to give, and I just sincerely just wish for, like someone right next to me where I can just pour all of that into, and that they can, like, pour back into me, and that like they can push me to keep going with what God has me doing. Like, I love my intimate connection with Divine Source. I need a partner who's going to completely value and respect, like, my psychic gifts. So, like, when I have, like, this intuition and this thing, like, I can't have him say, like, honey, that's crazy. Like, I can't have that, dude. Like, I need them to kind of go with it, you know what I mean? And then, like, you know, like, work with me through it, you know what I mean? Like, if my intuition goes off saying, honey, like, I think I really need to go give this homeless person $50. Like, I don't know why, but, like, I need to do it. I don't know. I know they might use it on drugs, but God's telling me I gotta do that. Like, I need him to be like, all right, honey, here's $50, you know, of our money. Because, like, when we're together, our money is our money, not just, like, my money, you know? And, like, I'm looking for a partner who's not like my ex-partners who just, like, want my money, or just, like, want my sexual energy, or just want my attention or my healing energy. You know, like, I understand the bright ray of sunshine that I am sometimes, okay? Like, I understand that I can enter a really dark place, especially when I'm around people who are, like, really dark and abusive towards others or themselves. Like, and some people don't recognize, like, what ways the abuse is justified. Like, people don't see that alcoholism as self-abuse. People don't see smoking as self-abuse. People don't see eating bad as self-abuse. People sometimes think that they're eating healthy, though, like, they're eating awful. Like, for example, like I could talk smack about dairy, right? And how dairy is so awful for the lymphatic system, and how it causes, like, basically fungus in our body, okay? Like, there's, like, a balance here. I mean, it's just, it's just alchemy, okay? And, like, there's a obvious aspect of moderation, and just every body is different, right? Like, literally every body, not every body, but, like, every individual body, every organism, every cell is a different vibration, okay? And there's a resonance and a harmony amongst all of us. That is the Gaia, what would you call that? Like, I would call it a conspiracy, but it's not a conspiracy. It's a, philosophy, or a hypothesis, or I feel like there's a word that I'm missing here. If you didn't notice, I'm really, like, almost sexually into science. Like, I'm really, really into it, and, like, I'm really, really drawn to people like that. Like, I love Ramachandran. My partner showed me Ramachandran, and I totally fell in a, like, obsessive love. And, like, I'm totally already obsessed with, like, Ayurvedic stuff, right? Like, I would love to go to India. Like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Please, 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 please. That's, like, a huge wish and dream. And same thing with Bali. Oh my God, please take me to Bali so I can take a bath in flowers and have them bathe me. Like, and then help me open up a facility where I can bathe people and surround them with plants of my choice where the weather's freaking awesome. Like in Bali, right? Like, supposedly the weather in Bali is like 80 degrees always, you know? I mean, I don't really know. All right, like, and I don't know if it's always, okay? So, like, excuse my, like, ego, like, trying to tell really great stories about things that I have no education about because I have no personal experience, you know? I'm speaking from daydreams, not from hands-on experience. And, like, also from personal interactions with people. Yo, I gotta get over. I'm so hungry, you guys. Like, when I was little, my parents, they gave me Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts and cereal. I can't eat that crap, you know? Dude, what are you doing? You're going so slow. And like now I'm having to like relearn like these Babinski. It's called Babinski. Babinski is a neurologist who has to do with like this reflex. It's a childlike reflex. And like if you have bad eating habits, like I would love to like again interview Joy and have her talk about Babinski. You know, I learn best from personal people. Like people that have their own personal experiences with this stuff. And like I just want to put her on shine, you know what I mean? Like, I think the whole world should really know who this person is who has, like, touched my life, and that's part of, like, my way of giving back, you know? Like, she serviced me in such a way that I'm like, oh my God, I have to, like, give back to you. Like, I'm amazed by what you're teaching me. Like, please teach me more. And, like, there's parts of me that wishes I could be her, you know what I mean? Though, like, there's just parts of my brain that just, like, isn't really capable to, like, really retain that stuff. Like, it's not me, you know what I mean? Like, that's why she exists, because it's important for her to be her own individual blueprint. It's so important for all of us to be ourselves. Never say, I'm sorry, okay? Never. Unless someone, like, unless you're saying, like, I'm sorry for your loss, okay? That's a teaching from Fuller Life, okay? My people out there in Bali, like, I need to get to Fuller Life. So if you could arrange to, like, go there with me, like, I will be more than happy to provide healing services for you if you provide my flight. That's all I ask. Provide my flight. I'll handle everything else. I need my flight there and back. I think it's like $2,000. We might even be able to get it cheaper, okay? And then, like, yeah, I'm gonna ask that you send me the money so that I can take care of my own flight and book my own plane and have my own individualism. I mean, unless, like, I know you on this very intimate way, though, like, even then, like, don't be ashamed or offended if I still request to, like, have my own personal control and power, or if you'd like for me to book the plane first and then you join me on that same flight, I'm open to that. Man, my ego is going off like crazy, and my insecurities, like, they're just beating me up extensively, and I feel like honestly I have like this fear, and I've always had this fear that I was going to be like exterminated, like somebody was going to take me out. And like I'm doing everything in my power to like trust God and to trust, like, you know, my free will. Like, I'm being careful as possible, though, like, anyone that kills and wants to kill has no love, no understanding, no peace. So I have compassion for you. I understand. I've been in your shoes. I have felt that way. I'm sure we all have felt that way, where we seek revenge towards our abusers. The whole thing just kind of makes me sick and nauseous, because the darkness in this world, there's two sides of the force: fear and love. Fear, manipulation, hatred, that's all the dark force. Where you hump people through the ether, you masturbate to somebody that you don't even know, and you use their sexual energy without even caring who they are, or caring if you have their consent to use them in that way. Versus love, where there's consent, like the Jedis, where we're friends first, and everything is a co-creation. It's a dance, it's a love, it's a unity, it's a deep level of understanding and compassion. I'm looking for that kind of dynamic with everyone I surround myself with. And man, I encourage everybody to look into their Venus house, okay? You can do a thing called a full natal chart. Excuse me. It has to do with your astrology chart. Your Venus house is connected to your relationships and your love life and marriage and stuff like that. And for me, my Venus is in Aquarius. And there's a lot of astrologers that make jokes that Venus in Aquarius has multiple lovers. And I've had the polyamory thing, and while it was fun for a little while, I'm interested in something like super, like, deep emotionally and spiritually. Those are like my big things, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. Like, I believe all the like sexual activity, the physical part can be learned and can be trained, though, like, you know, like, and the narrative can even be trained too. You know, you can train someone how to talk to you and how to like win you over, how to manipulate you with words and halo affect you. Okay. Though at the same time, like, I believe in destiny and I believe in true love. So what that means is, these are the words of Jacob. This is a homage to Jacob. Jacob is an ex-boyfriend of mine who actually died of an overdose. He was a drug addict who I still loved despite his addictions. I still saw through that, and I had so much compassion for his soul. He was so sweet. Though he told me this line about how nobody could take this away from us, not even us. So like, me and him had moments where there was just so much love, and even though we knew that we could and would grow to hate each other, that nobody could take those moments away from us. So it's kind of like that, you know, like true love, that not even us could stop it if it was real. God, I cry like for him still, like, and for another soul that I lost, Chris Stevenson. He was a Mohawk man who I was in love with in my childhood, who I actually believe that he might have pregnated me at one time, and I used pennyroyal tea and I started bleeding, and I think the condom had broken. He didn't tell me, and that he broke up with me after it. And I always wonder if that, you know, God was punishing him, or like, I always question all these things. And I hear a Rancid line, and you know, like, he's how I know Rancid. And it goes, I guess you finally made it back home under the red hot moon. Take the bus downtown to the graveyard shift tonight. I really love punk rock music. It really helped me through my childhood, and so did Juggalo music. And I'll never forget these parts of me. And there's so many people that just expect me to just bury the hatchet and completely forget my past, and just I won't. Because I know that God put me in his hands in this path so that I can help people who are me. I am you in a different body having a different experience. And there's so many levels of the spectrum and levels of understanding that I have come to know. So I have given you my heart wholeheartedly without any conditions. Of course, I have big wishes and big dreams of having a stable home and the ability to take care of my family financially and emotionally, and to be able to have the time and energy to focus on healing them and healing myself, instead of feeling like a workhorse having to constantly serve and work and do this dharma. Though, like, I'm also very grateful. My gratitude is so immense. I'm hearing my Swami Patrick in my head. I am going to make sure I share those words with you. I did bring 2 journals with me so I could write down, and then perhaps if it gets slow at work, I will channel to you and make videos for you in my office. God, it's such an honor to be there. I'm actually going to be at work in Casadega now on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I would enjoy more to grow my personal business and work with you privately. If you would be interested, though, if you would feel more comfortable coming to this establishment and visiting Casadega, more power to you, okay? I'm very grateful for what they have done for me. That's why I believe that it's worth it, them taking half and me still doing this drive. It is so important for me. I am so driven by God to be of service and to do this work. And while it would be so much, I don't know, I'm hearing some things right now. I grew up with this woman named Esther. Not Esther, my grandma mom, not mom's mom. Esther is my friend who I called Uncle Brian. Uncle Brian's mom was Esther, and she used to tell me, what thing is the harder thing to do? That's usually the right thing to do, because you learn more, right? So I was almost gonna say, it would be easier to go do an easy job, you know, like 9 to 5. But at the same time, that might be harder for me. Like, I really struggle to function and be in those places because of the fact that I'm an empath. And it's almost easier to do this because people value what I am. Like most people know that come to me, they know what an empath is. And what I like to do here is I like to train people how to use their gifts, to remind them that they don't need me. I do not create any more healing contracts. I do not make you think that you need me. You do not need me. You do not. If you feel that you do and you're drawn to my energy, please commission me for my time, and I will be more than happy to put the power back into your hands. I believe in equal energetic exchange, so please do not ask me how much, because when you say how much, it's very possible that you can't afford it. Okay, that's I think that's a Wells Fargo quote, actually. And I need you to be invested in your own personal healing. So if I go based off of the rate that the shop pays me after they take their cut, it's about $1 a minute. Okay, so be mindful of that. And for me, it's beautiful to be working with him because I learned, like, hey, I'm actually worth $2 a minute. I mean, I would love to charge $5 a minute, but like, I want my services to be available to everybody. You feel me? Like, as much as I would just love to be like in the 1% and not have to worry, I get it. You know what I mean? And then like, I'm like, you could say like Keanu Reeves, right? Like, I would give back so much. However, like, I'm like egotistical, right? I don't want to give to like the March of Dimes who donates a dime for every dollar that you send, you feel me? Like, it's important for me to do like what I think is right. So like, if I see a lady at the bus stop, like, and I want to give her a car so she can drive her and her babies, you feel me? Like, I want to help her like that. I do. I wish to have experiences with horses. I would love to get hands-on with horses. I would love to own my own white horse and name it Rose. And that comes from like a childhood of having an imaginary friend named Rose. I also had an imaginary friend Dolphin when I was a child. I've always had like these spirit guides and these things, you know. I always want to guide you not to be hesitant with how you spend your money, because you can't take it to the grave. Like, it's all an illusion of that's what value is. A lot of us put our self-value on how much money we have. Like, I know that I do that for myself, especially like when I start spending more than I'm making. Like, my bills are about $1,500 a month right now, I think. Like, I have to rewrite them down, and I think that like my internet bill just got increased. Though, like, if I could even just make like those bills back, like, I'd be happy, you know. Like, if everything could just be a wash instead of like, you know, like an insecure fear of like, oh my God, do I have enough? Like, am I gonna be okay in the future? That's always been like a super paranoid fear of like, you know, when my family passes, like, where will I go? Who will I have? You know, so I've been interested in developing a family that is outside of my blood. I think that's where the juggalo stuff comes from. Like, if he wasn't blood, would you still have love? Or in fact, does the blood make you think you have to love? Look, I probably love my family more than anybody here, but my homies are family too. Third cousins, get out of here. Who was you with when you got tattoos? Who was you tripping with when you did the mushrooms? And who threw up all over your car? I don't even know like the words, okay? All right, Violent J, like, you could help me out, Violent J, or Bruce, if you could help me out, all right? I got so much love for that man, and like, his love like might be conditional. Like, so many people got conditional love. Like, I love you if you love me, right? And like, that ain't real to me, you feel me? Like, true love is unconditional. Like, you have no control over your love for them. You don't stop loving them if they have sex with somebody else. You're like, dang, I still love you. Like, I'm still willing to work this out. And it has nothing to do with your self-worth and your self-value, okay? It means like your love is unconditional. Like, you aren't in love with them based on conditions of if they are like this, then you love them. You feel me? Like, I hear Uncle Frank in my head. I love her. Okay? I need to get an interview with Uncle Frank, like, immediately. And I already know how I'm going to do it, and I cannot wait, you feel me? I can't wait. I can wait. I'm going to wait. I have no choice but to wait. Though, this week, I'm going to have to talk to him and see if I can get him to do that for me. For us. Let's see if I can go, actually, I don't know if I can trust myself to go this opposite direction. Though sometimes when I go this direction, sometimes there's horses outside and I get to pull over and touch them and love them. And I love that. Can you see how much like energy I put into my face, like into making myself feel beautiful? I'm doing it. I'm going the way that I don't normally go. I'll go this way with Sarah. Sarah knows this way by heart. I don't. Sometimes I only feel beautiful when I put makeup on. You know that? Because like my subconscious brain is so controlled and owned by like I guess you could say media, right? Like the media has taught us like what standards of beauty are like, right? Like women who are beautiful have big eyelashes. That's why all the women are wearing like fake eyelashes, right? Or like, right? Like that's why women get like breast implants, because they think like they will be loved more if they have that. I might have to turn on my GPS because I have no clue where I am. I'm pretty sure I turned right on High Street. Wanna get high? Oh, blue herons with little red heads. There's got to be spiritual meaning to that. Feel free to leave in the comments the spiritual meaning of blue heron. What does that mean? What does that omen? I see them all the time. They're actually in my medicine cards. They're in. Oh, almost missed my turn, dog. Oh, this guy's got the most beautiful doggy. All dogs are the most beautiful doggies. There's so many sensitive in this area. Such an honor to be here. There's like so many people who come from all over the world, and like what God tells me is like wherever you are, they will come, you know? Like who I'm meant to service and work on and give my energy and my love, like God tells me like go there and they will come, basically, you know what I mean? So like I feel like by the Purple Rose adding me to their establishment, that like basically like my energy is almost like a crystal. That's the way God shows it to me. Like it's like a crystal, and that like I'm a special crystal or a special medicine that they add, and because I'm there, somebody's energy is going to be drawn to coming into the establishment because I'm there, and they're not going to know why they're drawn there until like they come inside and they make eye contact with me. Something else that happens though is sometimes like people come and they have like their partner with them, and like there's a dude that I know that I'm meant to talk to and work with, but I don't know how to talk. Like I'm not trying to offend their partner, though I know that I have healing for them, you know, like I have words of wisdom, or that I have like sound healing, or just like information. Like I'm a great teacher. Oh, my horses are out. I always want to like stop here. The horses aren't really close to the gate, so I'm not going to stop now. Though, like, I would love to get to know these people and be like, hey, can I just come show your horses love every once in a while? Like, and, like, give them healing energy and, like, let them give it back to me. Like, that'd be great. And if you would let me go running, like, I love to run with horses, like, a lot. Like, I always, when I go to other countries, like, I always run with them. And it always comes so natural. Okay, go here. I might have made a mistake, actually. I think I made a mistake. I'm gonna have to turn around. It's okay. I make boo-boo. It's okay. Boo-boos happen. Boo. There are no accidents, right? Oh, wow. Yo, I just found the cemetery. I've never been here by myself. I came here with Wolf and Allie to come find the Devil's Terror. I've never actually been here. So apparently the graveyard. The graveyard is on Kicklighter. I love how someone planted a plant above someone's grave. So I have this connection with horses, and my ego really wishes to ride them soon. And then find a place that's gonna let me run, you know? Like, let me run and trust me. Like, I'll sign a waiver. Like, I ain't scared, alright? I'm actually amazing with animals. If I injure myself, like, it's on me, okay? I love me and I love my life enough that I'm willing to take risk. I think I'm supposed to turn there. Though it's okay. I can still turn up here. I'm hungry already. Yeah. Sarah left her salad here, and she gave me permission to eat it. So that's nice. It's not my favorite salad. I wish she would have let me get the salad I wanted to get, which was the rainbow salad. Nobody ever listens to me. It's alright. Ochopa, Ochopa. Can I park here? I don't know if I can park here. Or can I park in reverse? I don't know. I'm here super early. And I'm super colorful today. Super colorful. I think I need the Spectrum glasses. Those are the only ones I don't have, the glow effects. Joy has them. I need to work on doing this test more and also doing more energy healing with people. Like, we are one, you love me. I need to work on all those things. I would like to have more personal sessions with people, like booking over webcam. Like, please book me for webcam. Come on, $1 a minute. Let's go. Let's go. I mean, if you want to pay more power to you, but at least minimum $1 a minute. Please. Please play with me. Play with me. Show me. Show me, show me, show me. Show me, show me, show me how you do. Oh my Lord, please make me dance. Please make me dance like a puppet in your hands. Oh, please, Primahara, please make this CD. Please release the single on iTunes. Please, please, and put Hare Krishna in it too. Please, 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 please. If you love me, please send Primahara an email and tell them. Primahara, Premahara. Say, please, Trina Mason needs you to put Oh My Lord, Please Make Me Dance on iTunes. Super goddess, dude. Love her and him. They're such lovely. She sounds like the Cranberries. Like, her energy is just phenomenal. Phenomenal. Oh, the bees are all around me. It's been such powerful symbolism. They've just been drawn to me here. And I know that there's spiritual meaning in the bees too. So if you'd like, go ahead and leave that in the comments too. I do have 2 packages at home I need to open. And I have a book that I forgot to show off. It's called The Croissant in the Brain. Oh my God. This was suggested to me by John Zen Green, who is an energy healer and a worker. I would love to get an interview of him too and do Qigong with him in the morning. I have a lot of visions and things that need to happen, and he's donation based, so if you'd be interested in me working with him, you can send a donation and say for John Zen Green, okay? And that's all, folks. I'm gonna get out of here. I've given you nearly an hour of my time. You know that I love you, my darlings, and there's nothing you can do about it. My heart is so filled with love. So filled with love. Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono. It means, I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono, ho'oponopono, ho'oponopono. I love to work with that mantra, especially like when I have all these feelings for somebody and I'm like, I'm sorry, I love you, please forgive me, my energy. Ho'oponopono, ho'oponopono, ho'oponopono. My ego is just like, Prah! Help me calm me down. Calm me down. Give me pets. I need lots of pets. I recently learned that I love to be pet. Someone pet me and I was like, oh, I like that. Sometimes I don't like it. Like, it's like almost offensive. And other times it's like, oh, yes. I'm your pretty possum. Steve-O, thinking of you. It's been so fun playing. And I don't mean Steve-O from Jackass. Okay, that's another Steve-O. I had the honor of playing with somebody in California, and when I say playing, I mean like I went to a fetish party and I did the spankings and I played in latex and I brought my kitty on a leash, and there was like a guy that looked like Tobey Maguire who was on a leash, and I just wanted to grab his leash so badly. Though I was a good girl, I didn't do that. Instead, I played with Steve-O, who had like this really awesome flogger that had all this rabbit fur on it. It was just so sensual and so nice. And I was like, I need that. I need that. I need that. I need that. I want that toy. Oh, what? Joy, 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 joy. I love to chant Joy's name. Joy, 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 like a didgeridoo. Joy, joy. Kind of like George, joy. Woo! We have like this really interesting dynamic of like fighting and wrestling and like loving and like fighting. It's pretty great. We're like sisters, like totally fight like sisters. I've never had a sister, so like I wouldn't really know, but like that's the, like, excuse my butts. Need to work on my language. I can, I am, I have, I love, I choose, I create, I enjoy. I can, I am, I have. Be careful what you chant and you enchant. I think I'm going to cut this and then make a new video about the power of intention. Love you. I love you. I love you. Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore trees. Joy sang that song to me and it changed me forever, because my old song used to go, the dark place. It's a terrible, terrible place. It's a place where your soul and mind goes while your body lies in agony on the earth. I was totally meant to be here at this time, at this place. There's so much things going on. Let me get out of here so I can do what I need to do. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. My people are here. My people are here. My people are here. Very excited. Very excited. Very excited. Very excited. Guess what else? I brought my harp today. I did bring my harp. I'm ready to show so much love. Are you ready for me? I love you.